Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump went down in a bunker on Friday, and today he was on the phone with governors calling them weak and told them to dominate. So this came out on ABC News. Trump says he is mobilizing heavily armed military to stop protests. National Guard troops were deployed near the White House Monday evening, hours after President Donald Trump said he wanted a military show of force against violent protests gripping the nations. Shortly after, Trump came to the White House Rose Garden to call himself the law and order president, saying domestic terrorism was to blame for the unrest. No, the killing of an unarmed Black man by asphyxia with a knee is the cause of the protest in the country, and years and centuries of being treated badly. Okay, just like people with high IQs, you're avoiding the issue, Trump. That's so Karen of you. As we speak, I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop the rioting, looting, vandalism, assaults, and the wanton destruction of property. He said, "We will end it now." He called on governors to use their National Guard units to dominate the streets and said he would deploy the United States active duty military if governors fail to use the National Guard more forcefully. He said they may invoke the 1805 Insurrection Act, which permits a president to deploy military inside the U.S. to deal with civil disorder. He didn't feel the need to do this when they were marching on the Capitol around the country with assault weapons. That was okay. Before Trump spoke, what appears to be gas was used to disperse. They're talking about tear gas to disperse protesters in Lafayette Park near St. John Church, where protesters set to fire on Sunday night. Then Trump and his aides walked across Pennsylvania Avenue to appear before cameras at the church holding a Bible. Oh, really? Okay. "We have the greatest country in the world, and we're going to keep it nice and safe," he said, expressing resolve that the country is coming back, but did not otherwise engage on reporter questions. Several truckloads of D.C. National Guard troops had arrived near Lafayette Park, where large groups of protesters had fought with police for the past 3 nights. At one point on Friday, causing officials to have Trump taken to a bunker below the White House for his protection. The U.S. official said that the active duty Army military police units from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, were preparing to be on standby in Washington, D.C. area Monday night after 3 days of violent protests. The National Guard troops are going to be protecting national monuments, the White House property, and infrastructure, the official said. Not all D.C. Guard troops will be armed, the official said. Joint Chief Chairman General Mark Milley said Attorney General William Barr were seen walking near the police line in Lafayette Park as military vehicles were stationed nearby. Mayor Muriel Bowser Monday afternoon declared a curfew beginning at 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. Tuesday. During the hours of curfew, no person other than persons designated by the mayor shall walk, bike, run, loiter, stand, or motor by car or other mode of transportation upon any street, alley, park, or other public place within the district, the mayor's order said. Earlier, as the White House geared up for another night of protests outside its gates, Trump lashed out at governors for their handling of demonstrations over George Floyd's death, emphasizing instances of rioting and looting that marred overwhelmingly peaceful protest across the country. Well, what about the death of George Floyd? Why are you trying to change everything to looting? Y'all do this every single time and you act like nobody knows what you're doing. We been knew what you were doing, okay? High IQ. As his press secretary cited, Martin Luther King Jr. supported for nonviolence. Well, Dr. Martin Luther King has been dead since 68. Okay, we can't rely upon him when things go wrong today. So y'all need to stop bringing his name up. He's not here. Y'all killed him, remember? You're all for peace, but you killed the peaceful man, remember? Get in our faces with that shit. Trump shared a message from Tom Cotton, who suggests unleashing a U.S. Army Air Assault Division on those carrying out anarchy, rioting, and looting. 100% correct, the president wrote. I tell you what, you drop some shit now from you pull some of these assaults on people, this country will never, it ain't coming back anyway. Okay, I'm just telling you, it ain't coming back anyway. But if you use your military against the citizens, you can forget about America's dead on arrival already. You really gonna be 6 feet under if you start coming out in the streets and killing citizens. Rather than focus on protesters' grievances as systematic racism and police brutality, Trump has increasingly turned his focus to civil unrest that has accompanied national demonstrations and has taken a hardline stance to restore order because he doesn't care about racism. Anybody that's talking to you about looting, you know right off the bat that person don't care nothing about the racism in America. They're fine with it. That's why they're talking about looting. The president told the nation's governor on a Monday call that they need to dominate over the ongoing situation of unrest and has relayed the situation to a military conflict. That's not what's going on in the country. There ain't no military conflict going on here. So we did hear the tape, and I'm not playing that shit anymore. But Trump is more worried about looting because property is more important to him than the racial tension between the cops and the black community and them killing innocent people for no damn reason, like George Floyd. He's not concerned about that. It's the looting. This is nothing. This is nothing I'm surprised over. What do you expect from President Karen? Okay. He's doing exactly what I knew he would do. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family. And remember, he could fix this thing with one executive order. And you see, he ain't even thinking like that. He's part of the problem. Peace, family.